Okay, now we can begin. Good evening, everyone. My name's Winfred Mueni. I'm a counseling psychologist, founder of InnerFlame Mind and Wellness. This is a mental wellness. Um, this is a mental wellness space whereby we focus on experiential healing activities. So we talk about mental health, but also not only do we talk about it, we also get to practice it. We also get to experience it. And we do this, number one, through healing centered team buildings. This is whereby we bring healing into workplace through team building. So we do painting in these team buildings, we do meditation, we play all sort of games to awaken our inner child. We also hold events in Karura Forest. We call them Art in the Woods, whereby we give people a day away from stress, a day away from everything that is going on in their lives. And also we do painting in Karura Forest. So you can imagine painting under the trees. Oh, it's very therapeutic. We also offer grief support, especially to workplace in case of loss of a colleague or even in any grief situation. And then finally, we offer mental health talks. And part of doing this is we offer weekly webinars every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., where we talk about different topics about mental health, how to take care of our mental health, how to make sure we live a meaningful life. And today is our sixth session, the sixth session since we started. So, you know, I'm so happy for us. We are here. I want to thank everybody who has been joining. I'm sure you have learned something, one or two, three things, and that's why you keep on joining. To the new people who are joining us, karibuni sana sana. Here we get to talk about mental health and we get, to learn ways in which we can take care of ourselves and ensure we have a meaningful life. So today we are going to talk about work-life harmony. And if you have noticed, I'm not calling it work-life balance. I'm calling it work-life harmony. Things that they coexist and they flow together. And work-life harmony because balance isn't enough. And I'm sure when I say balance isn't enough, we have tried to balance, haven't we? We have tried to make sure that aspects of our lives they balance with our work. We're trying to make sure we are juggling all these things together. But with the notion of trying to balance, it's weighing us down. It's becoming hard on us. So now that's why we are disregarding the name work life balance and embracing work life harmony. So this is a new way I'm trying to approach this, and I hope it will be a meaningful one. So walk with me as we do this. So not it's work life harmony is not about perfect balance, but about flow and rhythm. Because when we talk about work life balance, it means that it's like something is on a weighing scale, trying to measure, and now you are measuring one of the two of the most important aspects of your life. You are measuring your work and you're measuring your life. So you have to balance between these two. And when we say we are balancing, we end up using work as an excuse to not fulfilling or not doing things or not living a meaningful life. And that's why, think of it, that friend you have not seen for quite a while, when they ask you, why have you been silent? It's been a while. What is the first response that comes to your mind? Oh, busy with work. Hey, kazi imekuwa mingi. That baby shower you have not attended. What was the reason you gave out? Work. That phone call you have not made to a friend who is very dear to you. What is the excuse that you have given? Work. Not eating healthy. What is the excuse that we give out? Work. I come home tired, so I grab what I can. So what we do is we end up blaming work, which is a very important aspect of our life. So we blame work for the things that we are not doing in our lives, or when things don't work out in our lives, we blame work. When your marriage or your relationship doesn't work out, the first thing you blame is work. I was so busy with work, I never got time to do this. I never got time to be there for my spouse, to be there for my partner. So we end up now using these excuses. Work is draining me. I don't have time for myself. My life is out of balance. And all the blame, we put it to work. But work is very important. As important as I remember on our previous session last week, we talked about depression, and we were doing it through exploring ways in which that causes depression. And one of the ways was disconnection from meaningful work. So that means you can work, but if you don't, if your work is not fulfilling, like if you are working but it's not fulfilling, it's likely to cause you depression. So not only are we working, but we also need to work. We also need to be in positions in works that are meaningful, that give us purpose. And so we are going to explore all these reasons, because it's not just an excuse. So that we get to understand various aspects, or rather various principles in which we can use to be able to have a work-life harmony. So it is easier to blame work than to admit we have said yes too often. We let our phones, we let our clients, our supervisors into our evening without enforcing boundaries. We do that. And sometimes we say, I'm too busy with work, to avoid admitting we don't prioritize what we claim is important, like fitness, family, and sleep. So now, what are these principles? And before we get to principles, there's this modern myth, the concept of balance, that suggests that equal, like all these things should be equal, and equal attention to all life areas means that a fair distribution to all external pressures, this and this, they should be equal. But there's nothing like that. There's nothing like equality. We cannot like control so many aspects in our life. Life is rarely fair or equal. Growth and success requires us to adjust through different seasons rather than chasing the perfect balance. So what am I going on and on and on about? So number one, we need purpose in our life. We can't live without purpose. We need purpose. And guess where most of us gets our purpose from? We get our purpose from work. So you find out that when you love what you do, when you get fulfilled through your work, it's very hard for you to experience burnout, because you get to experience burnout most of the time because you are looking at the hours you are spending working rather than the fulfillment that you get. So when you love what you do, work blends seamlessly into your life. Purpose and passion give you energy instead of draining you. You end up focusing on your impact and not on your hours. But when purpose is missing, because most of us we have a tendency of working for money. We work for money, most of us. And because you are working for money, that's why you feel as if sometimes your work is a punishment. There's that emotional exhaustion that builds up very fast. You constantly seek ways to escape instead of engaging meaningfully. So purpose is important. So what this principle talks about, it means that we can't live without working. And right now, if you're, I'm sure you might say you are tired, you've been working for since January, but if you are given a whole year to stay at home, you will be bored. Some of us will get depression from not working, because we get our purpose, we get a lot of fulfillment from our work. And there are some people who travel almost all the time, and they're happy doing that because that is what gives them purpose. Some of us are very okay at the office. So the point is, try to do work that gives you purpose. And if the work that you are doing at the moment it's not fulfilling, you are just doing it for the bills, it's understandable. But you could try to start a project outside, a project that that will give you purpose, a project that will make your life meaningful. Okay. The other principle that we need to look at when we talk about work life balance is priorities. Know what matters to you at at any time. What is your priority today? You cannot give everything equal attention. Not all tasks carry the same weight. So learn to distinguish what is urgent right now at the moment. What is important right now at the moment? Is this a distraction or is this a priority? So by being able to prioritize what is important and not just saying yes to each and everything that comes your way, you end up experiencing the work-life harmony because you are not choosing, you are only prioritizing. Okay, so you protect your time for what fuels you, which is maybe your family, your health, your purpose, your rest. You remember saying yes to one thing is saying no to another. So you choose wisely. And harmony happens when your time reflects what matters most to you. So right now, if you look at your calendar, does it reflect what is your priority at the moment? Is starting a business your priority right now? Is that family you started a priority right now? Is getting money or building a priority right now? So what is your priority and focus on that. Boundaries. Do our bosses expect us to respond to an email at 8:30 p.m. or have we conditioned them to expect our phone calls? I'm going to repeat. Do our bosses expect phone calls from us or have we conditioned them to expect phone calls? So we need to say no when there is need to say no because let's be honest, we have said yes too many times. And so boundaries are choices that help you stay aligned with your priorities. So without these boundaries, without you saying no, other people's needs will always overshadow yours. So are you the kind of person who always says yes to each and everything? Work only invades your life if you allow it to cross every line. If At work, most of the time we are very disciplined. We don't pick calls from our friends when we are at work. We rarely do that because we tell them we are at work. But then when we get home, we can pick calls, that are work related. We answer those emails. We say we don't have time to be with our family, to spend time with our family, but rarely do we say we don't have time to be on our phones. So that small time you get when you get home, you are tired after taking your supper, you are on your phone. You are rarely communicating with your family. And yet we complain that we don't have time. So we need to have boundaries. Boundaries from even these phones. Boundaries from things that distract us from what is important, from what is our priorities. So protect your time. Protect your energy, your mental space, protect your mental space from constant demands. And also remember, boundaries help others respect you, but first you must respect yourself. So you need to say no. Actually, no is a full sentence word. You don't need explanation as to why you have said no. If you feel something evades your time, takes away your priority, and it's not a priority, you need to say no. So boundaries are an act of self-care and not selfishness. So the other principle is um, seasons. And even our climate, we all have different seasons, and so do we have different seasons in our lives. Maybe right now you are starting a business. Guess what? All your attention, I can guarantee you, will be in that business. You will find yourself 1 p.m. still working on that thing, and that is really okay. I am in the middle of starting something. Okay, well, I've started, but I know what it means to start something, to create something from a scratch, to bring an idea into action. I know what it means, and it takes up a lot of your time. Many are the sleepless nights you have trying to create that, because guess what? That is the season for you to create. And that is okay. You don't need to beat yourself up because you have not fulfilled another aspect of your life. Maybe right now is your hustle season. So hustle without looking back. Be tired and embrace that. Maybe right now is the season for you to start a family. So that means you have to cut down the amount of time you spend working. And that's okay. So ask yourself this right now. What season of life are you in at the moment? Are you in the season of creating something? Are you in the season of starting a family? Are you in the season of taking care of yourself? Which season are you right now? So, what season you are in right now, and are your choices aligning with it? Are you in the season of hustling but you are still concerned about relationship and other things? Are you in the season of starting a family, the season of relationship, but your mind is still diverted to do other things? So focus on your season right now and be kind and be compassionate with yourself, because we are number one critics of ourselves. We tell ourselves we are not doing enough. We tell ourselves that we need to do all these things, but we never take a minute to appreciate ourselves for what we have done, for what we are doing, for what we have, or for what we have accomplished. So take a moment, breathe in, appreciate yourself. You are here, you have spared time to listen to something to build you, and that is what matters. So harmony comes from accepting the shifts rather than fighting them. So you don't have to fight. You don't have to. I was listening to another person and he was saying there is season for Netflix and chill. For all those who know what that means, there's always a season for Netflix and chill, and there's a season you can't Netflix and chill, and you don't have food to eat that night, or you don't have bills, you don't have money to pay the bills for that month. No, you can't Netflix and chill. Netflix and chilling is not your priority at that moment. That is not the season to Netflix and chill. That is the season to work. That is the season to hustle. So you have to look at the season you are in that moment, and don't pressure yourself, because we pressure ourselves. We want to work. We also want to meet all these aspects of our lives. So prioritize what matters to you at that moment. Tomorrow, what matters to you tomorrow? Think of it. Is it work? Is it a phone call that you really need to make to someone? Prioritize what that matters. Prioritize the most important thing, and that is what matters. So when you honor your season, you reduce the pressure and you also find peace. And then the other principle is the power of intention. Intention is where you willingly choose something, where you are aware of what you are doing. You are intentional with what you eat. You are intentional with what you do. So intentions, they give your actions meaning and direction. Intention help you manage guilt and stress. So are you intentional with your physical health? Are you intentional with what you are eating? So when you go and eat junk food, do you realize whatever you are eating is not good for you? It's not medicine for you, because we are told what we eat should be medicine, and not we should okay, let our food be medicine, but not medicine be our food. Huh? Okay. So are you prioritizing eating healthy? Are you prioritizing getting enough sleep? Are you do you have you drunk water today? Have you intentionally chosen to drink water? Have you intentionally chosen to exercise, to take care of your physical body? Who are the people that you surround yourself with? Because you need to be intentional with this. There's this guy called, I think I mentioned him a lot, called Jordan Peterson. He has written a book called The 12 Rules of Life. And in one of the rules, he talks about surround yourself with people who want best for you. So the friends that you have, are they people who you know they want best for you? Are they people who uplift you? Are they good people? Are they good to you? Because we attract people who put us down. We attract people who take away our energy levels. We attract people who don't cheer us up. So who are the friends that you surround yourself with? And as you surround yourself with people who care about you, I'm going to repeat again, you have to be compassionate with yourself and you treat yourself. One of the rules, another rule he has written is take care of yourself like someone you are responsible for. And I'll give an example. If we all have friends, and if your friend would come and tell you that when she was walking on the road, a makanga hit her, or rather, a makanga slapped her on her face, and you go ahead and ask, "Oh, makanga alikuslap? Why did he slap you?" And then she tells you, "Alikataa kulipa fare," and and she insulted him. Do you go ahead and tell her, hey, pia wewe hapo ulikosea, ungefaa kufanya hivi, and you can see she's hurting? No, you help her insult the makanga, like you help her, like it's like you take her side despite knowing she's wrong. Like you got her, you don't put her down that moment that she needs you the most, that moment that that person needs you to support them despite their irrational decision. So how about we divert that to ourselves? And we love ourselves. We cheer ourselves up. We forgive ourselves even for even for when we make mistakes. Right now, maybe your boss expects you to, when he calls right now to pick, it's not too late for you to start working on those boundaries. It's not. It's never too late. And you can't beat yourself up for the decisions that you have made all this time. So you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional with how you talk to yourself, because these negative thoughts affects us in so many ways. Because when I remember in another previous session we were talking about when it's easy for you to criticize others, it becomes easy for you to criticize yourself. So when you criticize yourself over and over and over again, you never feel you are enough. You never feel that whatever you are doing is good enough. You never feel that people should value you. So you become intentional and you talk to yourself. It's like talking life to yourself. You are doing enough. It's not easy, but you have done it. Right now you could be Netflix and chilling, but here you are listening and learning. So you appreciate yourself. You be intentional in that and in taking care of yourself. So in conclusion, creating work-life harmony. So harmony is not about doing it all. We can't do it all. You know, it's about doing what matters most. So what matters most to you right now? Is it starting a family? Is it starting that business? Is it your health? What matters most to you at this particular moment? Protect your energy with boundaries. Learn to say no to things that take away your energy, to things that take away your peace. Align your priorities and also embrace life seasons with grace. So the season that you are in, embrace that season and don't look at the things that you have not done. Embrace that season that you are in, because there's nothing like work-life balance. There's nothing like work-life. We can't balance life and work. We can't balance those two important things. So we do what we can in that particular time. By having boundaries, priority, seasons, and being intentional. So when work and life flow together, you don't just survive, you thrive with peace, joy, and purpose. So today talk is short, I know, but that's it. Unless I'm ready for questions. So I don't know whether you are able to speak. Let me and I think you are able to speak. So if you have a question, you can either write or you can ask. Any question? So you can follow us on our social media. Also, we have a few ebooks from our previous session. We have one that talks about pain and suffering. We have another that talks about art of stressful living, how to manage stress, how your body communicates to you that you are stressed, um, and how to take care of yourself. And now the last one is the power of you. It talks about self-love, talks about unlocking that self-love and confidence. So if these are something that you want, you can reach out to that number. Also, let me share our WhatsApp